All right, back at it. Round 7 of Crawford versus Gamboa.
Out in front in the fight now. The legs appear to be back of Yuriorkis Gamboa.
Okay, Crawford will do a rear foot step up, snap off a jab as Gamboa pulls. Then lots of lead hand control from Gamboa.
Crawford pointing out to the ref that it's slippery. There are a few pieces of ice still on the mat there, but refs.
Now right here, Crawford's going to time Gamboa get into this lead foot. He's going to push off his rear foot, fire off a jab. Then he's going to double it up.
Let's fight on.
So Gamboa's lead hand is extended. He's going to push off this rear foot, throw a throwaway hook, looking for this rear cross. But let's hone in on Crawford. Heads toward that lead foot. Shoulders are square. He'll catch Gamboa coming in with his check hook as he pulls to his rear foot. Crawford's going to get back to this lead foot, fire off a jab. And then we're going to see Gamboa follow him back with this rear cross to the body. One more jab by Crawford. Then we get some movement, a little bit of lead hand control.
Crawford continues to fight as a southpaw. When he got Gamboa in trouble at Strange, he went back to fighting as an orthodox fighter.
All right, so they're looking to time each other, both pushing off their rear foot. Crawford's going to go up top while Gamboa goes to the body. Gamboa's going to go back to that lead hand control. Low guard.
And he's been fighting southpaw ever since. As Gamboa just slipped on a piece of that ice.
Okay, Gamboa's flashing his lead. He's going to feint his rear cross as Crawford pulls square. Crawford's going to come back with this lead counter. Now, check this out. Gamboa and Crawford are square, heads toward this lead foot. Crawford's going to throw out a rear straight as Gamboa looks for that lead counter to the body. Then we get a bit of movement.
Well, also, sometimes you see that the advertisements on the mat can be slipperier.
Now, I like this idea. Gamboa has his lead foot extended. Crawford's in his high guard. Gamboa's going to push off his rear foot, getting in between Crawford's guard. Then Crawford's going to pull. And the thought is Crawford isn't overly concerned with that lead other than blinding his vision. The concern would be Gamboa's next weight transition, and I'll explain that idea right here. So right now, Crawford's looking to come over the top with his jab, but let's zero in on Gamboa. His lead hand is extended, weight is on that rear foot, and here's the concern realized because he's going to move his weight from his rear foot to his lead foot with a rear cross.
Slippery.
Well, the thing is, for some reason,
So with that said, Gamboa has his lead hand extended again. He's going to bring his weight forward with a rear overhand. But the problem for Gamboa is the fact that Crawford is going to do the exact opposite. He's going to bring his weight from his lead foot to his rear foot with this check hook. Then they're going to go ahead and switch roles with a slight variation. Crawford's going to bring his weight to his lead foot with a rear hook, while we see Gamboa pull his weight to his rear foot, then immediately drive it right back with a rear cross. Then we see Crawford bob down over this lead foot. We get a tie-up, a break, jab, then some movement.
Cuban corner people love to pour water down a guy's shorts, so he's dripping water all over the place. And of course, once that there's actually a puddle on the Ducati sign in the center of the ring, and that's where they're slipping.
All right, here's a neat idea from Crawford. He's going to snap off his jab. Gamboa's going to look to follow him back with his lead. And here's the neat part. Crawford has a check hook built into the sequence. Then Gamboa's going to throw his rear overhand. We're going to see Crawford catch that on his lead foot. Then we're going to get a counter lead from Crawford. Rear straight. Now Gamboa's going to throw his overhand. We're going to see Crawford pull right here. And then we're going to see Crawford jab as Gamboa drops. Then some feints.
Gamboa's shorts drenched. Right now they're thoroughly dripping all over the middle
It looks
of
like
the
a bathing
ring.
suit.
It's serious.
Well, which suggests that they've been doing everything possible
To revive him.
To revive him, correct.
As they should.
Okay, Crawford will fire off his jab, but let's check out Gamboa here. His lead hand is low. Watch how he flares his elbow once that jab comes in. He'll follow him back with that lead. We get some movement and some feints.
Crawford trying to pot shot him and catch him. Right hand has been effective.
Now this is pretty cool. Crawford will jab and we'll see Gamboa pull, follow him back with his lead, catching him with his jab. All right, now I like this part. Gamboa's going to throw his rear cross, but Crawford knows the next sequence in the pattern. He'll drop, getting under that rear cross. Love it. Oh, and check out this little hold by Gamboa right here. Then they're going to reset.
Gamboa continues to slip, step at each other's front feet. Gamboa's doing a lot of slipping, and it's his own corner's own fault because...
So this is a change from Crawford. Head is over that lead foot. He'll throw a leaping lead uppercut, rear straight. And this goes into Crawford's IQ because it's his best option to split Gamboa's high guard. Now, Crawford does have other options. He could throw a leaping cross, leaping hook, roll out a rear straight, or maybe do a rear foot step off and snap off a jab. Now, let's zero in on Gamboa and talk about his brilliance. Gamboa knows the hole in the high guard, so check out this lead hand down parry right here. And something to be aware of, that lead hand down parry pushes Gamboa's weight to his rear foot. He's going to push off his rear foot, moving his head over his lead foot, slipping inside that rear straight from Crawford. Then he's going to look for his rear hand counter. And we have some movement.
We describe his trunks are bathing suit right now. They're dripping that much, folks.
All right, Crawford looks to come over the top of his lead as Gamboa pulls. Same pattern. Gamboa will look to throw his overhand as Crawford pulls bladed. And then Crawford's going to jab right here, and we're going to see Gamboa drop.
And he's distracted by it because he keeps looking down.
Okay, Crawford will do a rear foot step up, snap off a jab as Gamboa slips to his lead foot. Crawford's going to follow up with a rear cross, and we're going to see Gamboa drop. Then a little bit of walking. Now Gamboa's lead hand is extended. He's going to push off his rear foot, throwing a rear cross as Crawford pulls square. And check out this nifty little shift by Gamboa. He'll step back through, doing the same pattern, but to the body. Crawford's going to look for his lead counter. Then Crawford's going to break this sequence, catching Gamboa with this jab. Gamboa's going to throw a lead hook, rear cross as Crawford looks for his check hook. Crawford's going to come back with a jab, rear cross to the body. Gamboa's in a double jab. And then Crawford's looking for that lead counter.
Gamboa's legs are totally back, so whatever they...
So Gamboa push off his rear foot, throwing a rear cross as Crawford bobs down over this lead foot. Crawford will pendulum, throw a rear cross to the body.
Down in the corner, he's revived. And as I say that, he gets whacked.
All right, Crawford will snap off his jab, catching Gamboa. Gamboa's going to look for his leaping hook as Crawford pulls square. Then on the very next beat, Crawford will throw his check hook as Gamboa looks for his rear cross to the body. Gamboa's going to go ahead and post right here. Crawford's going to throw the rear cross to the body. Then Gamboa's going to look for his rear counter as Crawford pulls square. Crawford will catch Gamboa with his lead, then check hook. Then they're going to check with the ref and reset.
Well, as you pointed out, Colonel, he's been looking down, and when he looked down, Crawford popped him.
Distracted by the wet shorts.
Okay, Crawford will push off his rear foot, fire off a jab. Then we'll see that again. Gamboa is going to look for the body right here. Then lots of movement.
And his footing on the canvas because he moves a lot. He bounces around, he slides left to right, he fights up on his toes all the time.
compared to the early round.
Now Gamboa's going to push off this rear foot, throw a rear cross to the body as Crawford pulls square. Crawford's going to go ahead and swing his rear foot around, snap off a jab. We're going to see Gamboa pull and then come back with his lead. Crawford's going to go ahead and throw a rear cross right here. Then he's going to go ahead and weave to his rear foot, throw another rear cross to the body, look for his lead hook, and that will do it for round 7.
Gamboa looks like he's going through motions now. Not as serious and as alive.